Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of the Daughter and Pops podcast. Today, we are going to be reviewing the 3 WNBA games and our opinions on it. I hope you guys all liked the NBA one yesterday. We wanted to switch it up a little bit, think of something different. So, I've also got my Pops here with me today.
What's up, everyone? Happy Friday. Hope you guys get started with a great weekend. Awesome slate today at WNBA games. Full slate of NBA games in the bubble. So we'll touch on the NBA at the end of our podcast today, specifically maybe a slight review of yesterday's games.
Awesome. Well, today we'll just get right to the point. We've got New York Liberty, who are 0-2, versus the Atlanta Dream, who are 1-1. For the Dream today, Courtney Williams is back, and in DraftKings, she's 10,100. I did not see if her minutes will be restricted, but I feel like the team with her being back, they're just going to get all messed up.
Is that based on what we thought before the season started with regards to the situation with the rookie Carter and who brings the ball down and whatnot?
Yes.
So
part of the situation, yeah.
So you think this hurts more than it helps?
At least for the first game, yes.
Okay, so then if Courtney is, you said 10-1?
Correct.
What's Carter?
Carter is 9-9.
So for Williams to get to 10-1 and hit value, she certainly can't be on the limits restrictions, right?
Right.
So who do you like more between those two?
I would have to go Carter. Just because Williams, we always like to think of DraftKings, if it's a good pick, it's times 5 their salary, which would mean Courtney Williams would have to get to at least 50 fantasy points, and I don't think that's going to happen in her first game back. For Carter, she's already played 2 games, about to play her third, starting to get more in the flow of being in the WNBA, so in that case, I like Carter more.
Who's going to guard Sabrina?
It would probably be Courtney Williams.
Really? Interesting. Okay, so
in my opinion.
So is Sabrina going to do what she did in game 1 or what she's going to do in game 2 or somewhere in the middle?
I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle. I do think she will be overowned. She is 10,300 today in DraftKings. Since her 33-point game, which that was a great game for her, she will be overowned, but I do think that she won't do as good. It'll be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I think that's a great game for anyone.
Yes.
You know, for that matter, the Dream opened as a minus 5.5 point favorite. That's that dreaded number. Currently down to minus 5. The total opened at 162.5. It's up to 166 and almost 167 in some places. Again, these totals, odds makers can't set them high enough. Everyone's just betting overs blindly. For this game, I was a little bit surprised. It's the lowest total of all 3 games today. I thought that was kind of different, kind of awkward. I don't have any really strong opinions on this game. I was off a little bit on the Dream since they beat the Wings. So for me, I'm just staying off this team. The Liberty, they're so young. And when you're that young, I think some inconsistency can take place. So I think it's hard to, have any strong predictions. So for me, it's a pass. I will be watching this game. But again, I pretty much try to catch pieces and watching every game. And if I'm not able to watch live, I certainly try to watch tape delay, just because it's nice to be able to, from a film study perspective as a dad and as a coach, and I like to see what's going on so the girls can learn from them. So is there anyone else that you want to touch on here? I know Zoe Beebe kind of laid an egg for me in the last game. I thought she was going to go off, and she definitely didn't. It was actually a fairly average game.
Yes, I think it's going to be the same situation here with both Elizabeth Williams and Monique Billings, because Monique Billings is the best forward in the game.
Oh, she's the best player in the game, period. Guard, forward, center.
Better than Emma Meesman?
Oh, by far. Mo Billings is better than playoff version of Meesman.
Oh my goodness. Okay, but then with Zoe B going up against Billings, I don't think that's a great matchup for her.
For who?
For Zoe B.
I agree.
Monique Billings is going to win that matchup.
She's the best player in the game.
My sleeper for the Dream Team, not the Dream Team.
The Dream Team.
The Atlanta Dream is Shakina Strickland. She has been getting a decent amount of minutes, and with her minutes, she has been playing well. She's 6,200 today. I feel like she's my only sleeper in this game.
I kind of like your sleepers so far through 5
Right?
episodes, right? This is episode 6?
Yes.
Feels like we're like 6 months in at this point. I feel like your sleeper picks, you've been doing pretty good. So
Thank you.
I guess, Miss Strickland, I guess you're going to do your thing tonight.
And then I think that the reason why I said Courtney Williams is going to guard Sabrina is because I'm pretty sure that Kennedy Carter is going to guard Clarendon. Just because of like the height matchup and everything.
Interesting. Okay, fair enough. I don't know a whole lot about Clarendon, so
I know.
That's why you're the player matchup person.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to the next game because I don't know about that game. It's going to be an odd game. We've got Indiana Fever versus Dallas Wings. Both teams are 1-1. No, none of these teams have a winning record. It's all like 500 or below.
Interesting. So Dallas opened up -3, currently -3.5, total of 168.5. It's now up to 170.5. To me, I really like the Wings here, and I know what a shocker, you guys. Like you would. Is there ever going to be a game where I try not to find a way to take the Dallas Wings? So
or the Chicago Sky.
I'm a little stubborn. I like Dallas here. Again, Indiana. Before the season started, I said that I didn't really have any strong opinions of this team. Honestly, I still can't say I have the strongest opinion of them yet. It's hard to figure out what exactly they are, what type of team they're going to be. But for me, I think this is a really good spot to back Dallas. I think odds makers tip their hat a little bit. I think -3 towards Dallas is kind of a strong preference. Combined with this total just rising and rising, I think that favors Dallas. So I actually think they match up fairly decently with Indiana in the case of it turning into a track meet type of game. So I do like Dallas here. Of all 3 games, this is my favorite side. I think they win this by 7 or 8 points.
Really? Okay. Well, the Indiana Fever won against the Phoenix Mercury, which we'll get to Phoenix in a couple minutes.
I think everyone's beaten Phoenix, haven't they?
I know, yeah. They're 0-2 right now. But the Fever, they did play a well overall game. 3 of their players had 20-plus points. So I think it was interesting that Achanwa only got 13 minutes, and she started. But that's because Tiara McCowan came off the bench, played so well to where she got 31 minutes. I think it's going to be the opposite way around today. I think that Achanwa is going to play better. I feel like Tiffany Mitchell, which by the way, that was my sleeper in the last game, and I got that right. She's going to be overowned today from her 24-point game at 7,500. Kelsey Mitchell, she has been pretty consistent, 9,000. That's what she was the other day as well. I think she'll get another like 15, 20-point game. One player that I don't like from the Fever is Julie Alleman. She has been the starting point guard for their 2 games, and she hasn't done like anything. She's been getting 30 minutes, but she hasn't done like anything, like I just said. My sleeper, again, is Victoria Vivians. A consistent 19 minutes, 9 points. She locks up defensively, so she's just a player that I do like from the Fever. What do you think about them?
For the Fever, if I'm looking at your notes correctly, I see that they're top heavy. They don't have much of a bench, and their starters, they play like over 30 minutes. Last game, we got Kelsey Mitchell at 35 minutes. Looks like we're at Miss Dupree at 37 minutes. Yes. So, that's part of the reason why I like Dallas here. If this turns into a track meet, perhaps the Fever might be just a little bit tired. Are they really going to be able to put a fight up in that fourth quarter? If I'm playing DFS tonight, I am certainly stacking Dallas Wings players. I actually think, and here is my hot take, not only do I like the Wings tonight, but I actually think they scored at least 90 points tonight as a team. So I'm looking to stack Dallas. So with that said, I'm hoping you can give some insight into some Wings players.
Yes, Mariah Jefferson. I know we talked about her in the beginning, but she's been playing another consistent 25 minutes. I do like her. Last game against the Liberty, she's had 28 minutes, scored 13 points, 4 assists. She's pretty consistent with that. Tyasha Harris, she played good as well. She had 11 minutes and 7 points in those 11 minutes, so I do think she'll get to 15 today with the amount of points she scored there. My sleeper for today is Estelle Nador from the Wings. She only got 18 minutes. She did score 8 points and get 6 boards against the Liberty. But I feel like the Fever are going to underestimate her, at least with the bigs, and put somebody like Dupree on her. And I do think that Nador is more physical than Candice Dupree.
Yeah, definitely. I think Nador, I think this is the game she's going to go off. I think Satu Sabali kind of been maybe taking some of those minutes. I see Sabali's are up to 8-5
Yes.
in DraftKings. I do like Nador. I'm surprised that she hasn't done more Nador so far this year. But I think this is a great spot for her, especially with the Fever, just the kind of the way they play. So overall, I do very much like Dallas again. I think with McCowan, I think Dallas is going to try to run up and down as fast as possible and play 5-on-4 man-up advantage all game long.
Yes, because McCowan is a slow player. By the way, Estelle Nador is 6,900. And another player that played well is Katie Lou Samuelson at 3,900 today. She did play a total of 19 minutes last game and got 12 points. She is a fast player, so like for the Wings, they do have a strong young bench. So I do think that will also help them out in this game.
I actually really like that pick. I should say not a big name. That's a popular, well-known name, but I feel like she is criminally underowned here and undervalued. So I actually really like that pick. I like Nador and Samuelson, so I'm excited. We'll see what happens. I hope they both go off because, again, I like that Dallas side.
Right? Everybody knows who Pops is stacking up on.
Thanks a lot. So
Yeah,
now we got what? We got the Aces and the Mercury.
Yep.
Both. Who would have thought that entering Game 3 of the season that the Aces nor the Mercury, neither team would have a winning record?
Yeah, not me. I thought Phoenix Mercury would at least be 2-0.
At least, really? Okay, well, they're 2-0, just the wrong way.
Yeah, right?
Okay, so the Aces, they opened up as, again, that crazy number, minus 5.5. Total 171.5. It's up to 175.5. Projected a high-scoring game. I think that favors the Aces more than favors the Mercury. I tend to think Phoenix would rather slow it down a little bit. For me, I have no opinion here. I think the Mercury, we've been kind of hard on them in this podcast in general.
Yes, we have.
They are better than their 0-2 record should be, I think. I mean, obviously, it's not like they're going to go 0-22. They should get to 11 or 12 wins somewhere. But I don't know. I mean, the Aces, they're projected to be the title favorite. So is this really the game where all of a sudden the Mercury turn it around? Honestly, I don't see how anyone can honestly say they do. I'm going to go against the Mercury again. I kind of want to say I hope they lose, but from what I like to do, I would love to see them 0-3. Maybe more people jump off their bandwagon, and then in Game 4 or 5, that's the game to jump on them. These two teams, I mean, they know each other pretty darn well. I think this total's awfully high, but I don't want to touch any unders. So for me, this is a complete stay away game. I don't have any real strong feelings at all. But we'll see. What do you have from a fantasy perspective, Tati, or just overall thoughts in general?
Yes, well, I disagree with Pops. I like the Mercury this game.
Well, there it is.
Well, I like them because their guards are better than the Aces. Then again, the only great forward they have is Brittany Griner. So her and Asia Wilson will be going up against each other, which also means that Brianna Turner, she will have to be playing more minutes tonight, more than 16 as she got last game against the Fever. The player that I like is my sleeper from the Mercury is Shatori Walker-Kimbrough. I do think that since she's a guard, she can attack the basket. I'm pretty sure she'll have Lindsay Allen guarding her. So I like Shatori Walker-Kimbrough at 4,900. And I'm excited to watch Asia Wilson go up against Brittany Griner. I think that's going to be a good matchup. I think that it's going to be like a high scoring game. And for I don't really have a sleeper for the Aces. I just think that overall they're like a consistent team. So,
Okay,
not too much on them.
let me ask you this. The Mercury,
Yes.
if you were the GM, how do you fix this team? It was Bonner really the key to this team? Because I know she's going bonkers. She's scoring a ton of points back east.
Yes, I mean, I guess so. I guess DeWanna Bonner was holding them together. I think that Skylar Diggins-Smith, I think that she needs to get more chemistry with them. I don't see her talking as much as she did with the Wings on the Mercury. So I guess DeWanna Bonner was holding them together. I didn't think that was the case, but it
How about
sure
this
looks
one?
like it.
How about this one? And I know I'm going to get booed off the stage right here. I already know people are going to get upset with me when I bring this next point up. But you got to be honest. And if you are playing the role of GM here, you're placed in that role to make tough decisions. And so tough decisions means they're not always popular decisions. Is Diana Taurasi too old?
I knew you were going to say that.
See, I know you're already, I wanted our audience to know I actually kind of backed away from the table as I said this. But, I mean, honestly, I think it's a fair point. When was the last time she played a great game?
Last season.
Was it even last season?
One game last season because she was out for the rest of it.
How come she gets a 2-year pass?
I don't know. It's because I think that like Sandy Brondello and playing her, I think that she's like I don't want to say she's overrated because she's a really good player, but I do think that like her cardio is starting to wear down a little bit. She's not doing as well.
I just don't think she's impacting the game like she used to. So if that's the case, then maybe we should reduce her role. And I hate doing that, but I want everyone to know, and Tati, you too, Father Time is undefeated. Father Time means we all get older, and at some point, age wins. And Diana, you're the GOAT. There's no doubt about it. You are the GOAT. So please understand, I'm not disrespecting her. What I am saying is that Diana Taurasi isn't the Diana Taurasi of old. So
she doesn't have that fire in her.
I don't know about that. I think she still has the competitive juices. I just don't think that her body allows her to do what she used to do. That's my opinion. And, let's be honest, this game's getting younger and younger. It's getting more athletic and more athletic. And I'm sorry, but she's getting older and older.
That is true.
So, look at the guards in this league. They're young, they're fast, they're shifty, and she's getting older. So, I don't know. What's her salary today?
Her salary is $7,400.
Exactly my point. I believe in this game, that's fourth best.
Yes.
Exactly. So, you guys, we'd love to hear maybe a couple comments. If you can, on Tati's YouTube, first off, hit the thumbs up if you could. Number 2, tell a friend or 17. And then third of all, let us know. Hit up Tati's DMs. Let us know how angry you are with her pops for throwing a little shade towards Miss Taurasi. I respect the heck out of you. Your name is everything to the women's game, but I don't know. I think she's getting I think we need to maybe look towards the future a little bit more.
Yes.
Especially if they're 0-3, and then let's say they're like 2-7. I think that maybe then we need to maybe shift some priorities a little bit further. So there's our soapbox moment for WNBA talk today. Wow, that was a mouthful.
I know, right?
Do you have any other thoughts on this game, or we want to move into recapping day one back in the bubble for the NBA?
Real fast, I feel like we all have to remember that it is a short season, 22 games. So with the Mercury starting off 0-2, I don't know how. There's not enough time for them to be like get the chemistry in one day. So we do all have to remember that it is a 22-game season for all these teams. So that's my last thoughts on this game.
All right, let's go.
What did you think of the Jazz game last night? Jazz Pelicans.
Well, I liked it because I thought the Pelicans, when we did that podcast, I was a little surprised that the Pelicans were favored by so much because
Yes.
I just kept saying that. So we were actually happy with the outcome with the Jazz. Pelicans definitely blew it open there for a while, but I think it showed their age with them not being able to hold on to that victory and hold on to that lead. For me, the talking points there is I thought it was interesting right on that final play. Didn't Donovan Mitchell throw the pass to Rudy Gobert?
Yep.
I thought that was, for all the media talk about how they hate each other and they no longer ever going to talk to each other again, I thought it was rather fitting that was the final play. And then secondly, and here's something I do want to ask you about, Tati.
Yes.
So obviously Zion coming back from injury, I think that might be the case with him for the rest of his life. He's just that powerful. He's always going to be hurt or coming, a little banged up. Obviously he's playing in spurts. So he played in like 3-minute spurts yesterday.
Yes.
Considering the Pelicans are battling for that final spot in the West, and we only have 8 games to do so, I don't understand why Zion wasn't in the game in at least in that final minute.
Yes, when we were watching the last 4 minutes of the game and it was starting to get closer, we didn't understand why he wasn't in the game, and for the final play for the Pelicans, why JJ Redick wasn't in either. Because he had a heck of a game shooting the ball, so I feel like he should have been in. But Zion, since he scored, wasn't it like 1 point per minute?
Yeah.
So I feel like he should have been in the game. He could have helped them. I think that if Zion would have been in the game for the last minute at least, the Pelicans would have won.
All right, fair enough. I think that I want to point out your pick of Jordan Clarkson, right? He had
Yes.
a team high 23 points for
I got
Utah.
it again.
Yeah, so you did good. And I want everyone that's listening to know that my pick, I think it's Gorgie Niang.
Yes.
Well, he was 0 for 6 with no points. So
Every time he shot the ball, that's my guy. That's my guy.
yeah,
That's
that
hilarious.
at least I still had the guts to still call him my guy. He missed all 6 shots. So clearly, you guys.
How about Joe Ingles? He looked good last night.
Joe Ingles, and how about this? I think the guy that's really the glue for Utah that gets 0 credit is Royce O'Neal.
Yes.
All he did, right? He's obviously someone that doesn't. He actually did shoot the ball 11 times, so I that's a decent bit for him.
Yeah, at least for him.
12 points, 9 rebounds. All 9 rebounds were defensive rebounds, which I think is important, especially when you
Yes.
have the Stifle Tower in there. 3 assists, 2 steals. So
He does
Royce
help the
O'Neal,
team.
I think with Bogdanovich out, I think Royce O'Neal's that guy. He also, he can play some D. So
Yes, he can.
He's a true 3-and-D player. He's your prototypical 3 in today's NBA. So I think he's going to be an interesting name moving forward. Not a sexy pick by any stretch of the imagination, but he's just a winner, and that's the type of player that Utah is going to need coming down the stretch if they want to try to finish with a top 4 seed.
Yes. I mean to ask you, how did Brandon Ingram do? I know he does I saw him last night. He didn't look the best like he usually is.
Well, I mean, he shot the ball 20 times, 8 three-pointers,
That's what it sound like.
and 8 three-pointers. Honestly, I think that's about 6 too many for Brandon Ingram, personally. He did play 33 minutes. Of all 5 starters, he had the best plus-minus, and his plus-minus was -1.
Oh.
So, he had 23 points, 8 boards. So, but it wasn't an efficient, right, game. But again, I don't believe nearly half of his shots should be from the 3-point line.
Yes, I agree with you.
The person that did play well, though, was JJ Redick.
Yes.
He basically has the Jordan Clarkson role, where he just comes in and running guns. I call that the Sweet Lou Williams role, when Sweet Lou's not picking up
Yes.
lunch
That
in
sounds-
weird locations in Atlanta. JJ Redick, he had 21 points. So I thought that was
I bet you
strong
he was
game
in
for
the
him.
I bet you he was in the winning lineup yesterday. He was only 3,600.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So, that's our take on Utah, New Orleans. Going to the Lakers and the Clippers, we want to be honest with you guys. We still haven't been able to watch a whole lot of this game. We did see, obviously, the final results posted anywhere and everywhere. But we do see the stat line, and overall, I think it's interesting, right? That was clearly a close game down the stretch, and the graybeard LeBron was able to impact the final score yet again. So he pulled out the win. I thought it was interesting. The Lakers were favored by 5.5 points. They only won by 2, so technically they did not cover, and that was a game. I think one of the things we can learn is for the Clippers, we got to see how they doled out bench reserve playing time without their two studs, Sweet Lou and Mo Harrell. Landry Shamet, 22 minutes. Patrick Patterson, 22.
Really?
Yep. And then, JaMychal Green, 29 minutes. I thought
that was my sleeper last night from the Clippers.
Was JaMychal?
Yes.
No, I think he had a pretty good game.
Yes.
Yeah. He had 8 points, 4 boards, a block.
Consistent.
So, yeah, not bad.
To be honest, I haven't done any research on this game since it ended, so I don't really know what happened.
Okay, fair enough.
I did see that the Lakers win, so that was a good thing. Kyle Kuzma must have stepped up.
It's always about the Kuzma, right?
Yes, it is.
So then in today's NBA, we have 6 games.
Great games
based on
today.
when we're doing this podcast, we're a little less than an hour away from Nets Magic. I think that's tips it off. So Orlando, let me just touch on this real quick. Orlando's a team that's getting a little bit of love going as we start the new bubble season, and I'm not sure if I totally agree with that, but I do think they are a little bit of a sleeper team. Do you have any real minor thoughts on that as we do these quick little hot spots, Tati?
No, I mean, I like the Nets tonight against the Magic. I think that people are favoring them just because they are in Florida. So I think that's the only reason. I don't like the Magic at all.
Did you say you like the Nets?
Yeah,
okay.
Tonight, the
Okay,
Magic
fair
Nets
enough.
game.
I mean, does Brooklyn even know who's starting in that game? I mean, they're a bunch of backups. I like Orlando, so we disagree there.
Yes, we do.
Blazers, Grizzlies, who you got?
I've got Portland.
Me too. I think this can be sort of similar to yesterday's Jazz veteran team against the young Pelicans. I like the Blazers. I think they're going to come out. Ja Morant, he's something special, but yeah, I agree with you on the Blazers. Suns, Wizards.
Suns.
All day.
Wizards are the worst team in this right now. Especially after not Bradley Beal playing.
Yeah, when I think of the Phoenix Suns, I think of Mo Billings. I think the Suns are going to shock the world.
I think of Devin Booker.
Yeah,
I'll be wearing my jersey today.
Of course. Hey, and not only that, of course you're going to be wearing your jersey. But shout out to B Dot.
Right?
Your buddy B Dot.
He'll be
is announcing the game on NBA League Pass. So if you guys have access to League Pass, or you can purchase the single game and watch it, I'm more than positive that B Dot's worth the $5.99 single game price to watch that.
Yes, he is. So I bet you that'll be hilarious.
B Dot is pure, absolutely nothing but comedy. So go B Dot, go Phoenix. I think you're gonna do real well tonight. Bucks Celtics. Any thoughts there?
I think that's gonna be the battle of the East. A battle of the East.
I
feel like that game will determine who is gonna win the East. Yeah. But I do think that the Bucks are gonna pull it off. I think it's gonna be a close game though.
So my second hot take, besides the B Dot Suns, is Boston's gonna beat Milwaukee tonight.
Well, we'll disagree on that one too.
I got two words for you. Brad Stevens.
Yeah.
Spurs.
He is a great coach.
Spurs Kings.
I'm going to have to go Kings just because the Spurs, I just don't think they're going to get it. I just don't think they're going to get into the playoffs. I think of them as kind of like an old team.
Of all 22 teams that are in the bubble, I could argue San Antonio, they're the
second worst.
22nd most excited team to be in the bubble. They don't want to be there. Their coach doesn't want to be there. No. I like Sacramento. Last game, then we got to wrap this up. Mavericks, Rockets. Great game, by the way.
Yes, it is. I
Great
feel like
game.
this is going to be the second best game today. I do think that the Rockets are going to have to pull off this win to prove everybody right. Like, everybody's saying that Rockets are going to have, like, a chance at the championship game. So, I do think that the Rockets are going to win this one. What do you think, Pops?
I got one word for you for this game. Boban.
Boban. We love watching him play.
A lot of information was given out today. We hope you guys had half as much fun as we did in breaking down, well, quite honestly, everything. WNBA and NBA game. So, hope you appreciate Tati's talents. Certainly has a lot of information. She's a great young lady. She's definitely going places. We want you guys all to have a fantastic weekend. Again, please share with your friends. There's enough information out here for more than one of you. So
Yes.
check it out. Tell someone. Hit that like button. Throw in your comments on what. Go ahead and shade me for Diana Taurasi comments. Okay, you want to talk about Boban? Talk about Boban. You want to talk about Joe Ingles? Talk about Joe Ingles. Whatever you guys want to do, have
Don't
at
forget Kyle Kuzma.
it. Kyle Kuzma, Devin Booker,
Two favorite players.
B.
in the
Dot.
game.
There's plenty of talking points here. Okay, and by the way, we didn't touch on Alex Caruso yesterday. He got some minutes last night too.
Yeah, the GOAT.
Yeah, right? Well, wait, you said GOAT?
Yeah, everybody's calling him the GOAT.
Well, I'm not up to date with that kind of stuff. So anyways, I just want to thank you guys all for listening. I'm going to pass to Tati for the conclusion, and we'll see you this weekend.
Yes, I hope everybody has a great rest of their day. I hope everybody's staying safe out there and everything. It was great having the NBA back yesterday, so hope you all are at least able to watch one game today. So we'll see you guys all tomorrow, and that wraps up episode 6 of the Daughter and Pops podcast.